श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम ह्रीं 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 श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः।
Namaste everyone. Good morning. Could we come on
Morning,
video?
Rohit. Good morning,
Great to have
Rohit.
as many of us on video. Namaste.
नमस्ते भाई, जय श्री राम।
Namaste. Jai Shri Ram.
Happy to see you.
Yes, good
Yeah.
to see everyone. So, Dr. Priya, over to you.
Namaskar, everyone. We'll, before Rohit starts with the meeting, we'll start with the Guru Stuti. If you can all mute yourself and chant along, that would be great. Om. Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर् साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। ज्ञानमूलं गुरुर्मुक्ते पूजामूलं गुरुपदम् Mantramulam Guruvakhyam Mokshamulam Guru Kripa. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvighna Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Rohit, you can take over.
Priya, a few Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, and then we will start.
Sure. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
At least Shivasini Mati will be okay. At least somebody will come. Huh?
Rohit, over to you.
Wonderful.
Recording
में Zoom session join कर
join करी
join कर ली
Just
कर
a
लेनी
second, there's a background noise. Let me unmute. Thank you so much, Priya. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the introduction to Vedic Chanting session. Actually, good morning, afternoon, evening. We have people from all time zones right now. Thank you for coming all together on this auspicious occasion, regardless of the time zone, to join this introduction to Vedic Chanting. I hope you're able to hear me clearly. Okay.
Yes, Rohit.
Great.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Audio can be a little louder.
Okay. Is it better now? I'll just get it closer to me and speak a little louder. Is this better now?
Yes.
Slightly.
Okay, great. So what we'll be going to do in the next 80 minutes or so, we'll look at what is Vedic chanting, why do we chant, what are the various reasons why we chant, what does it take to learn Vedic chanting. So we are doing two things and two opposite ends of the spectrum. So we're going to inspire you to learn Vedic chanting, hopefully, and we'll also dissuade you from doing that, saying it is tough, it is not something that is for everyone, it takes a lot of commitment. So we're going to tell you what it takes to do that. And we have a few people from the previous batches as well who will share their experience. And that's experience sharing from the chanters. I look forward to that part particularly. Priya is then going to tell us, Dr. Priya is going to tell us about the chanting rules. So we also have Dr. Priya and Sridhar ji. Sridhar ji is the teachers in Bangalore, and Priya ji teaches in the US from Blossom Foundation. We also have Vivek ji and Bela ji with us, who started this entire chanting, at least for the Delhi. Then we have Sridhar ji, who will talk to us about various chanting styles. So a lot of you would have heard Ghanapat, and what does Ghanapata actually mean, and how do we get there? What are we chanting, and what is Ghanapat? And then we'll look at Q&A, any questions that you might have, and we'll look at what are the next steps to actually start learning. So that's what we're going to do today, in short. So it's all in the spirit of Samvo Banam Si Janatam, with our minds put together, may we understand. So this is, over the years, what we've seen is everyone adds their own inputs, and all of us are enriched from that. So we've all learned a lot in this journey through the Yes. So, what is chanting? Each one has to discover this for ourselves through Swadhyaya, which is self-learning, and also Swadhyaya, learning about oneself. And this is how one of the definitions of chanting is it's a journey inward and using sound as the vehicle. And as Sir says it's the tarmac for us to take off. The goal of chanting is self-transformation. And there are few children's classes also that are held. For them, it is chanting is connects us with God through sound. It's a simple definition, and we can all use that. The Vedas are a huge body of work. We're just going to touch the surface. So they are the four Vedas: the Rig Veda, Sam Veda, Yajur Veda, and Atharvana Veda. What we are going to learn is mostly the Krishna Yajur Veda. So within Yajur Veda, Krishna Yajur Veda, and what is called the Samhita. So there are four parts again. They are not clear distinctions. These were later classifications. But Samhitas, which are the main mantras, the Brahmanas, which how to use these mantras for ceremonies, the Aranyakas, which is more the forest part, Aranya in the forest, this was composed, and then the Upanishads. Finally, the refined, the essence of all of this huge body of work are the Upanishads. So we're just going to touch the surface here in the Krishna Yajurveda. And a few suktams from other Vedas as well. Suktam is translated into English, it says well said, su uktam. So well said, and it generally is about praising one of the aspects of Brahman. And later it was personified, but when they were composed, a lot of them were aspects of nature. So this is what we'll be learning, mainly the Samhita, Taittiriya Samhita. What are the themes in the Vedas? So this is a very interesting part. It's not one thing, and it's multiple things. And I'd request Priya and Sridharji to add on here. So one of the things is it's a convocation address. For example, we've heard the Matridevo Bhava, Pitridevo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. So that comes from the Shikshavalli within the Taittiriya Upanishad. So for the first time, that comes there. Then there are mantras like Om Namah Shivaya that comes in the Rudram for the first time. The Rudram is also like a template for all other bhakti works. So like the Vishnu Sahasranamam, Lalita Sahasranamam, all of them, the Rudram is like the template for that. And that's the first time that the names of God come one after the other continuously. A lot of suktams, like for example, Durga Suktam is like creating a fort for us, which is to seek protection, purification. So a lot of scholars say that this was before the personification of Durga as Ma Durga that we see, but it is more from the protection angle, protect us, oh God. There are some where rishis share their inner joy. So there's one beautiful part in the Taittiriya Upanishad where a rishi is going on, you can visualize it. He's got fully realized going on top of the hill and he's shouting to everyone and says, Yo hamasmi brahma hamasmi. So there's their inner joy. Then there is a Rishika. So this is the Rigvediya Devi Suktam. There is a Rishika who's got fully enlightened. And then she says, Aham Rudre Bhirvaso Bhirsh Charam Yahama Aditya. I am Rudra. I am the Vasus. I am the Adityas. And she's fully realized. He said, all of this comes from my yoni. And I am beyond all of this. I can leave all of this and go in 1 second. So there are those very, very high thoughts. And she is, this is our shared heritage. And all of us are eligible to learn this. Some of them talk about the creation of the universe, like the Purusha Suktam and the Nasadiya Suktam. And they ask very brilliant questions there. And the Nasadiya Suktam ends by saying that what is the purpose of all this? Who did this and what is it? Maybe the person who created also does not know. So that's how it ends. So it's such a interesting way to end that as well, and a very honest conversation, and many more themes. So Priya, Sridharji, would you like to add anything about what you've seen as the themes as well?
Sridhar, sir, you can go first.
We are not able to hear you, Sridharji. At least I'm not able to hear you. Are others able to hear him?
No.
Okay.
Please
So
unmute.
by the time he comes online, Priya, would you like to go?
Sure. So there is one Upanishad called Narayana Upanishad. So usually the traditional Upanishads, Ishavasya, etc., are not chanted like routinely. They have specific contexts for which they are chanted. So I'll just give only two examples that Sir gives. One is he speaks about Ishavasya Upanishad, the shloka number 15th onwards. Apparently once he was there for a factory opening and there were priests who were chanting and they suddenly started chanting the Ishavasya. And Sir had to run up to them and tell them, no, don't chant this now. This is chanted when somebody is passing away. So these Upanishads and chants have specific contexts. So whoever you're learning from, Rohit ji or Sridhar ji, they'll make sure before you just start randomly picking up any Upanishad and learning how to chant it, you check with them and make sure that this is appropriate to be chanted ad hoc. And then the other example I have is the Narayana Upanishad. So that's one of the Upanishads that Sir mentions. If you understand that Upanishad truly, you don't need anything else. You don't need any support for any other chanting. So just two examples that I remember from what Sir has said.
Thanks, Priya. Sridharji, are you back? Okay, so taking from where Priya said, you don't need anything. So this is not like a necessity that you need to learn to chant the Vedas. We have our core sadhana practice. This is over and above that. And if you have the willingness, if you have the, if you would like to do this, so this is more from your, and you have the time, you can make the time for it. So don't feel that there is you have to learn this. So it is not a have to, it is a good to. And like a lot of people said, they specifically talked about the Rudram, saying, I didn't choose the Rudram chose me, kind of thing. So the chants choose you for you to learn this. So with that, what has Sir said about chanting, we will discuss this briefly, but this is a tarmac for us to go to higher levels of spiritual consciousness and for mental purification. Okay, so with that, let's get to sharing experiences from a few people. I'm going to stop sharing now and we'll start sharing experiences. Stop sharing my screen. Okay. Shall we go with Belaji? Would you like to share your experience of chanting and from when you started, how's it been? And how's the journey been for you?
First of all, namaskar to everybody. I feel humbled being invited by Rohit ji to join today, because really I am I would say my journey is at a very nascent stage. Yes, having been born and brought up in North India, in a town called Amritsar, which I'm sure you all are aware of. And so I had not studied Sanskrit, but had always been exposed to Sanskrit shlokas from my father and then later from Sir. And there was a desire to, be able to chant. Whenever they used to be chanting at Shivratri it used to really, something used to happen to me, literally physically something used to happen. So goosebumps kind of a thing. So once when the opportunity came, so obviously we all decided to, and Rohitji was kind enough to take it on. I mean, I feel that we started off very innocently, but he knew what he was getting in for. But it was brave of him to have taken on the responsibility. So the journey has been absolutely amazing. It was a lot of hard work. It was initially there is an enthusiasm, and initially also the teacher is very kind. So it's a small portions that you are trying to learn, and he overlooked a lot of mistakes that we were making. But when we had this target of chanting at Prana Pratishtha, so that is when the reality really dawned on us. And so it was a lot of hard work. I would be honest enough to admit that we had to put in a lot of hours to learn. In between, there was a personal and a lot of class. Motivation was there. And that morning that Rudra only motivated, and it was like as if somebody was holding my hand and walking me through. And it was really an honor to be able to chant amongst all the experienced chanters at Prana Pratishtha. Sridharji was performing the Rudrabhishek, and there were so many others who were adept at whatever they were doing. And that energy that I can't explain how good it felt. And I really feel that the journey has just started for us. It goes on, and now one doesn't want to kind of stop learning. It's and it's Master's grace that we are all together here, a group of like-minded people who are wanting to do this. So I think we should make the most of it. That's what my experience is. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Bilaji, for sharing your experience. And there was a time where Belaji and Vivekji practiced so much just before the Prana Pratishtha, and she's the one who got Vivekji very proficient. Initially, it was quite a struggle. So let's hear from him. Vivekji, please share your experience.
Namaskar, fellow Satsangis, fellow travelers. It's a joy to be invited and to be over here. I think, like Bela mentioned, Shivratri and the Rudram chanting at Madnapalli was so inviting, so inviting that back of the mind there was a desire to learn. And as so happens that in our monthly satsangs in Delhi, the opportunity arose and we lapped it up. I got into something which I did not know what I was getting into, honestly. And took first two classes, and I said, yeah, I sent a private message to Rohitji saying, okay, Rohitji, this is too much, I can't cope with it. Because Hindi and Sanskrit, I run away from Hindi and Sanskrit is so far away. So, but he said, Veji, please hang in for a few. And I think it was the first Anuvak which took the effort. The first Anuvak of Rudram, once that was done, which was not easy, a lot of remembering it line by line in the week by week, that is what took time. But after that, it was a dream run. Of course, undoubtedly, a lot of effort. And then Sir's grace, and when you see fellow satsangis on the group learning and doing, and us meeting in person once in a while and doing it, it was worth it. So thank you, Rohitji, for keeping me in the group and not letting me go. And I'm sure, I'm absolutely confident each one of you will be able to roll through, run through. Uh, it'll happen. Just give yourself time. Be patient. Be kind to yourself. It'll happen. Thank you. Thank you, Rohitji.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Vivekji. Yeah, Nikhil, can I request you to unmute and share your experience, please? Nikhil's from Sridharji's group in Bangalore and a very good friend now.
Namaste, good morning. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah, first of all, I'm very happy to be part of this group and getting an opportunity to learn Rudram. Before I started learning Rudram, I was trying all possible ways to learn, hearing, listening to various chants, YouTube, and all through books. And during the lockdown, when I saw this message in the Bangalore Satsang group that Sridharan sir and Ganesh sir put that we are starting the Rudram group learning, so that was an exciting moment for me. So what happens is that initial excitement we start learning, but then after some time we start getting challenges. So when we start learning something new, we always struggle, and that is where many of the people mostly try to have that urge like giving up sort of thing. So it might be as simple as like Vedic chanting is not common to common people. So the people around you might say, no, we are not supposed to do that and all. And that is where this wonderful group was of great help. Like when you get confused, you just message Sridharan sir or Priyaji or Rohit, and then they will respond. Even struggling with using Devanagari script. So I used to message them asking how to pronounce these words and all. You might not get the response immediately, but by evening or the next day, definitely you will get a response. That also will test your patience, and sometimes you feel like giving up also. But then this wonderful group keeps hooking you to that aspect. So these were like some of the challenges. I don't say it is in terms of Vedic chanting, but whatever we learn, even if we learn dance, music, or painting, we will have that initial phase of struggle with which brush to select or how to take the steps and all, even music also. But then this wonderful group keeps supporting us to go forward. And then our own personal struggles would come, like where we feel lazy, nahi, aaj nahi karna hai. All those things would come. You will get breaks when you get busy with your life, your work. And then at that time, that self-doubt would come where like you might think like, will I be able to do this? So there was a phase of my career, like I was so busy that almost for a few weeks, maybe like 2 or 3 months, I was not able to practice at all. And then when I came back, I was like again at level 1 or 0, I would say. But then you contact Sridharan sir or others, and then they keep supporting you. So all these sort of challenges we can expect in this phase. But going forward, like 5 years from there now, like 2021 we started. I would say that the journey was so fruitful, so good, that it's like once you start enjoying it, then there is no going back. And of course, I think many of us would have heard the chanting in Prana Pratishtha and at Prayagraj also. So when it comes to the group chant, there is all together a separate beauty, a separate energy, a separate positivity. That drives me to keep coming back and chant. Of course, apart from the personal chant, like in a group chant, that altogether is a different energy also. So yeah, so sometimes if you feel like not to chant, just reach out to any of the teachers, and I'm sure like they will definitely message you in between the busy schedules. And yeah, I'm really happy to be part of this group, and thank you to all the teachers and guided me in this journey. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Nikhil. So we both, Nikhil and I, chant best when we sit next to each other. When there is live chanting, then we both give energy to each other and we chant very, very well. So a group chanting is something that is really unexplainable when you sit together and chant. And we try to do that in the Delhi group. We try to meet every month live to continue chanting. I think that's a wonderful experience in itself. We'll just listen to a few more people and then go to the next steps. So one story is of Priya, who started off learning and then she taught the next batch. Batch 2 is something that Priya taught in a lot of the classes. And Priya, please share your experience of learning and teaching as well.
Yeah, thank you, Rohit. I like see when I started learning, it was more like a thing of in my family, my grandfather used to chant a lot, and I was like, generally I was acquainted with chanting in general, and I used to enjoy the. It was more musical for me, and I enjoyed the music in general. I never thought of meditation in any sense. So when I joined the chanting, also initially I enjoyed the chanting. It was very good, but later on, when you keep continuing the classes, also, I mean, at that time I wasn't really in practice so much. I used to practice I used to practice on Sundays only when Rohit used to teach, mostly in the beginning. But then later on, it draws you in. Actually, there's a lot of beauty to that. The sound signature, the way it's designed, I think very scientific. So it's dheere dheere, very slowly it sort of takes you more inward, and then you realize that your attitude is changing, but that's very, very slowly. So over the course of say 6 months or something like that, when if you're regular with it, then I felt the benefits of it myself, in the sense that I stopped giving a lot of attention to things outside and try to go focus more inside. Even my kriya became better, I think, doing the chanting, because it's genuinely quite meditative. So that's the thing. As a student, I found that there are benefits of chanting, even if I attend the Sunday classes every week regularly. So that is something that I discovered, actually, more than anything else, because I'm generally skeptical of very many things. So for me, it's if I like it musically only, then I'll follow it. So that's how I did it, and I sort of chanced upon this thing. When I taught, then I realized that being more regular is even better. So every day when I used to chant for Babaji's Prana Pratishtha or the Shivaratri, so if you practice every day, it's amazing. Especially at nights, it gives you a lot of energy. So I find it's very good for giving energy, and very, very good for meditation. So I love that. So that's really the reason. And the other thing is that if you come together and chant with a lot of people, the energy intensifies. Like the first time we did the Ekadashi Rudram, I think I didn't sleep for 3 nights because I didn't feel the need to sleep, because I was so energized. So I think it's just very energy giving. So I think you can use that energy for meditation, or you can use it for work, whichever ways. But it's very energy giving. That's all I'd say. Thank you, Rohit.
Thanks so much, Priya. Thanks for sharing your experience. And Priya, not to get confused with Dr. Priya. So Priya is a Hindustani and a Carnatic singer as well, and we call her Po Shambho Priya because she sings that song so well. My mother calls us Shambho Priya.
निकाल दी क्या?
Great.
Just a request
Yeah,
to
yes,
everyone. If you could all just take a look at your screens and mute yourself. If you're not talking, that would be great. That'll just help us focus on the speaker. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much, Priya. So we have more people sharing their experience. I had requested a few people to come in. So let's look at a different experience. So the second batch had really less time to learn, and they still they did even more mehnat to get there. So Rituji, if you would like to share your experience.
Namaste everyone. For me, actually, मेरे को भी रुद्रम के बारे में जब मदन पल्ले में प्राण प्रतिष्ठा का I saw a video जो ग्रुप में आया था, आई रियली गॉट इंटरेस्टेड कि मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगा सुन के। तो ये हुआ कि चलो इसको लर्न करना है। फिर थोड़े टाइम बाद ग्रुप में मैसेज आया कि इफ एनीबडी वांट्स टू ज्वाइन। चलो ठीक है, ज्वाइन करते हैं, देखते हैं क्या है क्या नहीं है। ज्वाइन किया ग्रुप में। फिर ये हुआ कि उसमें पीडीएफ मिला एंड बुक्स के नाम मिले कि आपको मंत्र पुष्पम ऑर्डर करनी है। मंत्र पुष्पम आई एंड आई ओपन द बुक। वाज लाइक ये तो नहीं हो पाएगा, ये हिंदी है, संस्कृत है, नहीं समझ में आएगा, ये नहीं कर पाऊंगी। मेरे को लगा चलो ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं है, लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ फ्यू क्लासेस, उसमें देखते हैं क्या होता है। We started with few classes and it was very difficult. Initially, it was very, very difficult. I dropped a message to Rohiji. Rohiji, this seems very difficult. I don't know if I will be able to do it. So Rohiji said, ki, it's okay. You can try. Keep taking the classes. It will happen. Then there the message come कि हम लोग को शिवरात्रि में करना है. By that time, my dad had already passed, so I was very disturbed emotionally and mentally, and I wanted to do this thing. एकदम से वो मैसेज भी आया कि I wanted to do this thing for my dad. मगर फिर ये आया कि शिवरात्रि में हमें करना है, तो वी हैड अ वेरी वेरी लेस टाइम एंड उसमें मुझे ट्रैवल भी करना था 2-3 महीने के लिए। देन अगेन आई ड्रॉप द मैसेज टू रोहित जी ये अब कैसे हो पाएगा? तो ही सेड रितु जी यू जस्ट गिव द इंटेंशन टू गुरु जी, ही विल गाइड यू एंड ही विल टेक यू टू द प्लेसेस, हो जाएगा, आप यू जस्ट स्टार्ट वॉकिंग। somehow time zones different थे, बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल था, but we all got the chance to do the Rudram and Shivratri. And when you do it in setting जैसे सब कोई कह रहे हैं, it really changes you. The energy it gives you, the positiveness in your life that it brings, it's very different. And जो ये changes है, ये बहुत subtle है, इतने subtle है कि आप at times अगर आप ध्यान नहीं दोगे तो आप miss कर देते हो वो changes को. But if you are going into that path, if you're doing it daily, you are giving your 100%, it comes your way. And अभी भी रोहित जी, अभी हम लोगों की क्लास होगी, रोहित जी will say कि ऋतु जी अभी आपका अनुदाता उतना लैंड नहीं कर रहा है, स्वरिता जा नहीं रही है. But yes, there is a long way to go still. We all have to learn a lot, and it takes a toll on you. But like Priya ji said, it changes you. And for me personally, Rudram chanting is like, it's like we all are walking in the path of spirituality. We all are blind with too much of faith and devotion. We are just walking, and Rudram chanting, and that thing is that stick to you. That is to a blind man. It gives you extra confidence. It gives you the grace, and you just keep walking. You have that faith. You feel कि हाँ, I have this thing. आप कभी depressed हैं, आप कभी खुश हैं. Something is like you come to Rudram. पहले आप रुद्रम की तरफ जाते हो एंड आफ्टरवर्ड्स रुद्रम टेक्स यू, वो फिर आपको नहीं छोड़ता है, एंड इट टेक्स यू ब्यूटिफुली एंड टेक्स यू टू द प्लेसेस दैट आप सोच भी नहीं सकते हो. क्योंकि मैंने पर्सनली नहीं सोचा था कि ऐसा होगा मेरे साथ. बहुत छोटे छोटे एग्जाम्पल्स होते हैं, बट आप नहीं सोचते हो कि इस तरीके से वो आपको आगे लेके जाएगा. First you take Rudram and then Rudram takes you to the places that you cannot imagine. So it is all thanks to this group, Rohit ji, Priya ji, कि हम लोग इतनी बार बोलते हैं कि रोहित जी हो नहीं पाएगा, प्रिया जी ये कैसे होएगा, बट दे टेक यू वेरी स्मूथली कि हो जाएगा ऋतु जी, हो जाएगा, चलता रहेगा, आप चलो, हो जाएगा, आप ऐसे करो, आप ऐसे करो. दे गाइड यू सो ब्यूटिफुली. एंड रियली आई एम सो थैंकफुल टू एवरीवन एंड टू दिस ग्रुप.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Ritu. So one learning we got is give it time and don't jump into Rudram first. So we're going to start with very simpler suktams and then go to the Rudram. It's a lot to just directly get into that. And the Blossom Foundation has a very good, in the US, Priyaji has a very good curriculum. So we'll try to follow that curriculum as well, which is more spread out. And you first start with simple things, simple exercises, then simple suktam, and then get to the Rudram. So we need to give it time. It can't be a rushed one. We tried it in the previous batch, but we had lots of people who couldn't continue, dropped off, and so on. And it needs that time. So that's one key thing that we learned. We have just two more people sharing them since they've joined. I would like to for us to listen to them in a different perspective as well. Chandrasekhar ji, if you could share your experience briefly, and then Reena ji, and then we'll Priya ji, then we'll start with you, Dr. Priya.
Yeah, so namaste everyone. Um, so I don't know what to say because I'm still in that process, in that journey. And so anything that I say, it's all very subjective and it's my subjective truth at this point of time, right? So Rudram, I don't know what it means. I've been chanting it, trying to chant it, still learning. The process has been difficult, easy, blissful, and all kinds of emotions, right? So it's been a journey still continuing. Rohit Bhai reached out to me yesterday that if you could come and then share your experience. So, and say a few things, including reality check. I don't know what reality is, but one suggestion to everyone, just ask yourself very, very seriously, why are you here? Why are you doing it?
Someone called Shweta, if you could please mute yourself. Thank you.
Thank you. Why are you here? Why are you doing it? Why are you getting into this journey? Because it may not be easy, right? So when you are in that spot, when you're feeling overwhelmed, going back and pondering over why you started it in the first place will sort of give you a push. कि हाँ चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं, देखते हैं, right? So I think the speaker before me said that initially you choose Rudram and then Rudram sort of carries you forward. That's something that I completely agree with. So yeah, welcome to this journey. It's going to be, it will take you to places that you can't even imagine. It will give you experiences that are beyond words, right? And all of that is real and still, I think, unreal as well, right? So yeah, don't feel elated, don't feel depressed. Easier said than done, but all that will happen. Keep moving, keep walking. And when you're finding it really, really difficult, reach out to your teachers, pray to Sir, pray to Shri Guru. It will happen, ho jayega. Be kind to yourself. Be very, very kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself. Yeah. Don't beat yourself up. That is not going to help you. It won't be helpful. Yeah. So I think that's it. Ho jayega. Thank you, Rohit bhai.
Hey, wonderful. Thank you. Thanks, Sanjeev. We are running behind time. We have two more people to share, but I'd request them to share on chat or send us a voice message or a video message we can share with the group. I'm sorry, Madhura ji and Reena ji. We've gone beyond time right now. So with that, Priya, can I hand over to you? I just have a short video to show with the group's experience, and then we'll move on to that. Just a second.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll put the video on.
Is my screen on now?
Yes.
Is the audio? Can you hear the audio? The Bangalore group as well gets together and chanting. This is practice for the Prana Pratishtha. So with that, handing over to you, Priyaji, to talk to us about Akshara and some of the basic chanting rules so that everyone gets an idea of this. Please take over.
Thanks, Rohit. Thanks for that lovely, wonderful video. Brought a smile, I think, to all of our faces. Okay, so as you embark on your journey, right, why do you even need a class? There are lots of YouTube videos available that have lead and follow. YouTube videos that are probably much, much, much better than any of us can teach you all. So why not just listen to a video and learn? It's very important for somebody to correct you after you chant, because the brain is telling you you're not purposely chanting it incorrectly. When you understand the rules, you're not purposely doing it. Your brain is giving a signal, this is how it should be chanted. Your vocal cord, sometimes it's not acting in the same accordance. Your voice box thinks it's doing it, but it actually is not doing it. So somebody listening to you and correcting you is key of the chanting process. Having said that, the other reason why learning from YouTube or something like that is highly discouraged is because what are the things that you want to look out for when you start chanting? So there are some basic rules of chanting. We won't go into the rules into great detail here. If not, it's just going to be too confusing. But suffice to say, the rules of chanting are pronunciation, which is called varna, your notes, your pitch, which is called swara. How long are you chanting it for? Is it a short alphabet? Is it a long alphabet? It's called matra. And what kind of force are you using to chant? Is it an alpa prana alphabet? It's a little force or more force. That's called balam. What is the sama, which is a musical intonation to that, if it is there or if it is not there. And what is your pronunciation? How continuous is it? What is your santana? So I can chant something like, I can sing something like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and it'll be the same thing. It's Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, how I wonder what you are. So you end up saying it as Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, how I wonder what you are. The same thing, I can say it as Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, how I wonder what you are. So it's the same thing that you said, but clearly, distinctly, you could hear the difference. So it's all those factors put together that lead someone to chant well or not to chant well. So we'll start with Akshara. Akshara is what you learn, is where is the point of pronunciation? Where are these alphabets coming from? And have Rohitji, Sridharji or I invented it? No, we've not invented it. So you should never walk out of class thinking that this is a Satsang Foundation specific thing or this is a Blossom Foundation specific thing. These alphabets, the space of pronunciation, the root where the Ucharanam, the pronunciation happens, is all been grammatically already described by this great saint called Panini. So you learn as to what are guttural alphabets, what is more force, what is less force, what is alpa prana, a little less force, what is maha prana, more force. For example, ka, kha. So if I have to say a sentence, I would say khana khaya. That is, I'm not saying kana kaya, right? I said khana khaya. But when you chant, you really want to exaggerate this particular part. So if I have to chant and say khana khaya, I would say khana khaya. So you see the difference between where you're using more force and less force. In your brain, if you think I'm going to exaggerate this, then somebody sitting next to you should be able to say this was a less force alphabet and this was a greater force alphabet. So you learn that part of it. You learn where is it produced from. Ka, kha, ga, gha, nga. So you look, my mouth position is exactly the same. It's how I'm moving vayu inside is what the difference is. If I see that's coming from the throat, if I see what's palatal, what's coming from up, cha, cha, ja, ja, nya. So everything, my mouth seems the same except the air moved. What is retroflex? What's behind? Da, tha, da, dha, na. So remember, this ra is different from the na of nadi. So when someone's listening to you, they should be able to clearly say this is ra as opposed to na. Okay, I think I lost the slide, but I can continue. So the next set of alphabets is dental, which is you put your tongue between your teeth. Ta, tha, da, dha, na. So remember, see how this na is distinct from na. So the sound should be so distinct. So as you chant, please make sure you pay specific and special attention to this. Last part is the easiest part, which is labial, which is you using your lips. Pa, ha. So remember, Sanskritam does not have fa as an alphabet. It's not fal, it's phal. So Hindi, you would say fal. In Sanskritam, wherever fa is used, it's ph, pa. So pa, pa, ba, bha, ma. So make sure that when you're pronouncing it, the distinction is very, very clear as you go through whatever you're learning. So is there a next slide? So this is in pictures. We've put this up and then we'll share this with you guys later on. At physically, where is it coming out? And the reason this is the way it is because there are certain sutras in Sanskrit grammar that tell you ka is supposed to come from the throat. So who decided cha is supposed to be the way it is? Who decided pa is supposed to be labial? I don't want to do it labial. That's the reason that's already decided by Sanskrit grammarians. And they have a sutra documented for each of these, which we don't need to worry about. The other thing you want to pay special attention to is short alphabets and long alphabets. Short is called hrasva, long is called dirgha. So like right? Ka, pa, pa. So that is so important when you chant. After you cross the first Anuvaka of Rudram or whatever Shanti mantra you're starting to chant with, this will become second nature. But in the beginning, make sure, especially people who are not English language, who read from English transliteration, it's more important for you to be aware of it. What is a short alphabet and what is a long alphabet? We spoke about the amount of effort used. In this context, prana has many meanings. In this context, it's speaking about how much effort you're using. Alpa, little. Alpa prana, little prana. Cha, mahaprana, more prana. Cha. So that's something also you want to keep in mind as you learn. The crux of your chanting is what your swara is you learn the concepts of udata, anudata, swarita. What is going up mean? What does coming down mean? What is a base shruti? Some of you might say that I have no idea what a shruti is. In a lot of our classes, people say, I have no clue. What are you talking about? What is a shruti? So you'll understand what a shruti is. You're picking up a music, a note. The universe has all these notes scattered. You're picking one note and saying, this is my base. Luckily for us, all that has already been established. So we pick one note and say, this is my base. So for example, if I say, Om Namo Bhagavate, or if I say, Om Namo Bhagavate, you could hear the difference, right? It's the same words. It's something musically sounded different. So what sounded different was the Shruti. So you will understand those concepts as you go by. So yeah, I've put the shloka is the Sanskrit sutra is Uchchair Anudata, Uchchair Udata, Nichair Anudata, Samhara Svarita. So all these concepts, just so you know, have been taken out of Paniniya Vyakaranam. They've been taken out of grammar. This has not just been invented by chanting teachers along the pathway. So this is another important concept that you learn and understand is the sandhi. So you will master the ucharan, you will master the pauses, etc. One other important concept in chanting is the pauses. So if you say namaste astu, so namaste is the te, is a long alphabet. And following that is a vowel, is a swara, which is an So one of the chanting rules goes that you will have to pause. So you want to make very sure that the quantity of your pause is appropriate. Because what ends up happening is when we'll all gather together, somebody will end up telling you, oh, you didn't pause here. Somebody will end up telling you, oh, you paused too much. So pay attention to those things. How much is the pause? Then the other part is sandhi. So when we use the word Ganga, right? We don't say, if it's written as English is easier, in this case, the English transliteration ends up becoming a little easier. But since a lot of us will follow Devanagari, when we say Ganga, the way it's written is Ga, Ga, and there's a dot on top, right? So that dot is an Anuswara. So what ends up happening is you look at the alphabet after that dot. In this case, the alphabet after the dot is Ga. So let's look at that varga. Ka, kha, ga, ga, nga. The last fifth is always nasal. So ga belongs to ka, kha, ga, gha, nga. So its nasal form, the fifth alphabet in that category is nga. So it becomes Ganga. So let's replace that ga, the second ga, with ta. So I would say Ganta. Why did I say Ganta? Why did I say Gamta? Because it is ta, ta, da, da, na. So when you look at the alphabet after the dot above, that decides how that dot is supposed to be pronounced. In the English transliteration, where you will come into a question is if the dot is at the end of the end of the word. Ganga, the dot is smack in the middle. So it's not a big issue there. So if there's a dot somewhere at the end, that's where you'll have to see what is the alphabet that is coming after that. So who decided, right? How did we just make it up on the way? You should never walk out saying that Oh, and talk to somebody else who has learned the Rudram and say, oh, but TSF, Satsang Foundation taught me like this. Oh, but Blossom taught me like this. That's not the way to go, right? You want to know what is the rule underlying what you're chanting, why you're chanting. And luckily, Rohit and Sridhar and all of us are very open to you guys asking questions. So please ask as you learn, why is there a dot? What should the difference in pronunciation be? And this whole concept, the Sandhi is joining of two words. This concept, the sandhis that you'll see most commonly in any of the Vedic chanting is Anuswara Sandhi, Parasavarna Sandhi, and Anunasika Sandhi. You do not have to remember a single terminology name. It's more important for you to chant than to remember the name. You don't have to remember anything that I said today either. As long as you remember, there is a word change. There is a modification that happens as we chant. And whoever is teaching you is going to go over that. The other place that pronunciation becomes important is when you see what is called a visarga. Oh, by the way, Anuswara in the Devanagari script is a dot on top of the word. Anuswara in the English script is an M dot below that M. So that's what you will watch out for. Now moving to this akshara alphabet called visarga, which is very special to Sanskrit. It is two dots in Devanagari. In English, there is an H with a dot below it. So that's called a visarga. Now that visarga is a modifiable thing. So that visarga almost always undergoes a change, again, based on its friend. Its friend is who's coming after it. So simplest thing that we do, there is Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. We don't say Om Shantihi. So why? Because there is a visarga. Now, the visarga has to undergo a change. Who is its friend? Let's see what's coming after it. After it, Shanti, Sha. After the visarga, Sha. So Sha is a friend of that visarga. So what is going to happen to that visarga? It's going to take a different form. Every time the visarga is going to change its rule based on its friend. We're all different based on our friends, right? So when there is a Sha that follows a visarga, for example, here it becomes Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So you can almost cancel that visarga out and write SS above. So if the visarga is followed by a sa of Sagar, it will become sa. The visarga you can cancel and it will become s is the alphabet it takes. Now, when there is a pa after the visarga, pa is a total different category friend. It is not sa or sha. So you move from your satsangi friends to your work friends. Your behavior changes, right? The way we behave, project ourselves changes. So that visarga, when it's followed by a pa or a pa, will get cancelled and the visarga becomes a half an sound. It's not an alphabet. I told you there is no fa in Sanskrit. So the sound that you'll produce is a why pa and fa? Why not any other alphabet? I want to do it for cha also. Too bad, we can't do it. And the reason being, pa and pa are said to be upadmaniya alphabet. They come into one particular category, suffice to say. That's the reason this rule is for pa and ha. What happens if the visarga is followed by ka and kha? When the visarga is followed by ka and kha, then you get a sound like half a. And why ka and kha? Why not ta and tha? I want to do it for that too. No, again, we can't do it because ka and kha are specific friends of the visarga, and that friends belong to a group that is called jihva muliya. Sanskrit terminology, do not need to remember, has no bearing to chanting. If you know all the terminology and are unable to chant, no point, right? If you don't know any terminology, but you can chant, that's what counts. So as Rohit and Sridhar sir will go through this, you will see that they will pronounce things differently. And this is the base behind why the pronunciation is different. This is not intended for you to remember and understand and know everything. This is just to give you a flavor. Why is this chanting so specific and special? But is there another slide by any chance? I think we can skip this. We've covered this already. Yeah, so are you doing this? Am I doing this? Am I doing this? Okay, I can go ahead. So you will see markings below the alphabet. So I'll talk about the Hindi script first, Devanagari. When you see something left alone, there's no marking. That's called an udata. You will keep getting familiar with these terminologies. No marking, left alone, udata. If there is a marking below the alphabet, it's called anudata. The marking below is a horizontal marking, always. If there is a marking above the alphabet, it's called swarita. Marking is vertical above the alphabet, always. So udata is whatever pitch. Remember, we picked one note from the sky. Whatever pitch we've picked, it stays at that same level. For example, if I pick a pitch, 1 second. Yeah, if my Shruti box, I have a C on my Shruti box. C is just a Shruti that I've just picked a note from the air. There is an app that's going to give me the same pitch that I want. You learn this in a little more detail as your classes go by. So if I say Om, Om, that's my base. And that is if an alphabet is left alone. You see no markings. If an alphabet has a horizontal line below it, anudata, you go down. Om udata, Om anudata, Om udata, Om svarita, Om udata. Can you at least, when you listen to it, is there a difference in what I said? There's some audible difference. Even if you find no difference at all, it's okay. You can still join the Vedic chanting class. So this is what you'll end up learning. Those who are following the English transliteration, it's very important for you to understand that the flat line is always below. That is the swara. When you have a flat line above an alphabet, the English transliteration means that alphabet is a longer alphabet. That means if I say an A and there's a flat line above, it's ah. That has got nothing to do with the chanting intonation. So I'll just table that for when you have your classes, because whoever is doing, if you're there in a group that's doing it with English transliteration, we usually have a few people come in who only follow the English script, who'll go over it a few times and make sure you're comfortable with pronouncing Sanskrit, but reading it in English. So there's another one which is called Dirgha Swarita. You learn it as time goes by. And there is another concept called Pluta that so far in Rudram you're not going to encounter. You'll encounter it once you learn the Upanishads and certain other suktams. I think we can. Okay, so just this one thing. We spoke about a lot of experiences for chanting from a medical perspective. This chanting is actually going to help you rewire your brain. And you will notice that today morning we had 2 classes of Rudram. And I think 50 to 60% of the group, when they practiced and came back, there is a sentence called Tayanas Tanuva. Those 2 words, Tanuva, was very difficult for a lot of people. And for some people, it was super easy because all of our brains are wired very differently. You're trying to break different bonds in your brain. You're trying to rewire it, not consciously, but the chanting does it for you. We've all come with different set of vasanas. So you will find that you have some specific places where it's difficult. Somebody else is very easy. So don't look at them and feel discouraged. Oh my God, this is so simple. The whole class gets it. Why can I not get it? Believe me, you will get something so easily with most of the class is not going to get. Because your points of working in your own personality are different from your friends, from your brothers, from your sisters. So all of us will have these unique places where we have difficulty, and that's all the process of neural rewiring. I think Sridhar is going to take over. And sorry, I rushed through it. I'm just looking at the time, so I didn't want to take too much time. But suffice to say, this is just to give you a flavor of the rules, not for you to remember anything when you go. So you know when you chant what you can very eagerly look forward to. Thanks, Rohit.
Thanks so much, Priya. This was very good, and I learned how to simplify this better. So thank you so much. Beautifully articulated and explained. Sridharji, are you
Thanks,
able to
Ravi.
unmute now?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Namaskaram, everybody. And you can also, if you want to share that PPT, you can do. Otherwise, I can do that as well.
I'm sharing the slides. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to take this one, Sridharji? Or shall I move to this one?
No. Next one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before that, I would like to basically say a quick couple of words about what Chandrasekhar ji said, what Rohit ji said, and Priya ma'am said. And Priya ma'am covered. So basically, if you look at it like what Chandrasekhar ji said, so at the end of the day, we have to always think about where we are evolving with all this, right? That is the top thought process that we should have, and how Vedic practices, how spiritual practices, how singing practices, how meditation practices, how are all for different people, as Priyaman said, for different people, different things will appeal, and for them, what they would take them and how they evolve themselves as a human, and also understanding their own nature is what is ultimate, travel. So, like the Priyaji covered the entire aspects of the way how the letters are pronounced, how the quick rules of udata, anudata, and swaras pitch, and all those things. And this actually is, basically told by her, saying that it is not us. We have actually, invented. It is already invented by Panini, and also, by Vedas. So typically, like what Rohit ji has talked about in Sikshavali, it says that, see, if I take Siksham Vyakyasyamasha Varnaswaraha Mantrabhalam Samasanthanah Ityukshasi Ikadhyayah. So typically what Piyaman covered, every Varna, Swara, Mantra, Matra, Bhalam, Sanasandhana, all those are important, punctuations and everything. So if you talk about all this, then the whole Veda comes into picture. So how Vedas are coming to picture? By applying these rules, by making sure that you follow the punctuations and the Shruti Laya, which is a aspect of music. If it comes to, then Veda comes in. So how the Vedas are? Yeah, please now show that slide, sir. So if you see the typical way of recitation of Vedas, the typical recitation that is done by people are word 1, word 2, word 3, word 4. That is the way how we basically talk, and we do charana and we recite. That is called as Samhita Patha. So if you see, there are around 11 ways of chanting styles. So I will do it very quickly so that we don't lose time. Samhita Patha is a typical normal way how we talk. Every word is sequentially once is called Samhita Patha. Patapata is that a sequence where you talk about every word and stress on a word is called Patapata. That's why it is called Pada Pata. So every Pada of a Samhita is basically recited appropriately. The Kramapada, it actually talks in a sequential way by 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Right? These all padas which are in green, if you see, they are all never comes back. It always are progressive. So it is called Prakriti Pada. So it will never come back, or it will never reverse. It will always be in the forward direction. So Samhita Pada, Padapada, Kramapada are all called Prakriti Pada. But if you see the other 8 pathas, Chatapada, Mala Pada, Shikha Pada, Reka Pada, Dvaja Pada, Dhanda Pada, and Ratha Pada, Dhana Pada, all these will not only have forward words or forward arrangements of word, forward order, but it will also have reverse order. So that is why it is called Vikriti Pada. And doing these Vikriti padas are tougher than doing the Samhita the Prakriti padas. So the way typically, if you can see and read and infer the information or decipher the information, if you see Dvaja Pata means what? Dvajam is like the flag. It has got way how it goes, it comes down and it comes back, right? So it goes, comes down and comes back. So that way the sequence of arrangement of the words in that phrase are all like the way how a flag is, right? And Rathapada is like the way how it goes up and it goes up and it comes down and it comes down, right? So it is like the way how the Ratha is. So Ratha is nothing but a chariot, like that is the way how it is. So like that, Mala Pata is nothing but the way how a mala is. It's a round word. It goes around like a merry-go-round, right? So those are all some of the ways through which you basically go through the order. Yeah. So let's go down to the next slide. Next slide, please, sir. So this is the way how it is. We are going to take a quick one-line recitation of all of this in Rudram, and the way how it is talked about, like the way how I described. Samhita Pada is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where each one of these number represents the word in that phrase, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. If it goes Samhita Pada, Pada Pada is 1, 2, 3, 4, like each word, and Kramapata 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Jatapata is 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, and 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 3, 4, like that it will come. Ganapata will be 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, like that it will come. So that is Ganapata. So we'll just quickly see that, and we will see and taste that. And I hope you are able to understand and appreciate it. And the beauty is that before I go into the one demonstration there quickly, the beauty is if you see this Samhita Pata, why do we have these different styles is because the benefits out of this recitation styles are different. Samhita Pata talks about each sequence, so one fold. If you say a Veda mantra in Samhita Pata, then it is the benefit of reciting it will be one fold. If you are talking about in Padapata, it will be one fold. If you talk about in Kramapada, it will be two folds. So it multiplies twice. And if you talk about Jadapada, it will be four folds. So the benefit of reciting becomes fourfold. If you are talking about Ganapata, which is actually Prakriti and Vikriti together, it becomes innumerable words, innumerable benefit. It is infinite benefit. Why? It is nothing but a scientific example would be, I can talk about the engineering aspects of it, scientific aspects of it, but the quick way of talking about it is the way how total internal reflection happens. See, the total internal reflection actually is an example of kaleidoscope, right? The kaleidoscope, if you see, multiple variations are there, they're all infinite. In the same way, the word patterns enables the cosmic reflections in a multitudes of ways so that you have innumerable benefits out of it. That is why in our chanting session on Sundays, we specifically make Ganapata as a recitation so that the benefits of the chanting occurs to chanters and listeners of that chanting session in an innumerable way. That's how I would say, and we'll go to the demonstration. Just it will take 3 minutes. The first line of the Rudram, Sri Rudram. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya Namaste Rudramanyava Utota Ishave Namaha. This is Samhita Pada. The same thing in Padapata will be Namaha Te Rudra Manyave Uto Iti Te Ishave Namaha. Around 7 or 8 words, 7 words are converted into 9 words then, right? Because it is each padas. Then we are coming to Kramapada. Om Namaste Te Rudra Rudra Manyave Manyava Uto Te Uto Ityuto Ta Ishave Namaha Nama Iti Namaha. So the one sentence has become 5 sentences here because you are doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5 like that. Now you come to Jatapata. Now if you say here, Namaste te namo namaste te rudra rudra te rudra rudra manyave rudra rudra manyave manyava uto manyava uto te uto ityuto ta ishave te ta ishave nama ishave namaha nama iti namaha. This has become 9 sentences. So first you saw one sentence, then it became one sentence having 7 words had become 9 words in Patapata, but in Karmapata it became 5 sentences. Now today in Jatapata it became 9 sentences, and it has got Prakriti and Vikriti Pata. Now you see the ultimate one, which is Ganapata. One sentence again becomes 9 sentences, but it has got more words, repetition in progressive way and regressive way. Om Namaste te Namo Namaste Rudra Rudra te Namo Namaste Rudra te Rudra Rudra te Rudra Manyave Rudra te Rudra Manyave Rudra Manyave Rudra Rudra Manyava Uto Manyave Rudra Manyava Uto Manyava Uto Manyava Uto Teta Uto Manyava Uto Te Uto Teta Uto Ta Ishave Ta Uto Ta Ishave Uto ta ishave teta ishave namo nama ishave teta ishave namaha ishave namo nama ishave namaha nama iti namaha. So this is how then one sentence will become 9 sentences, and if it is with Prakriti and Vikriti Pada, it becomes completely progressive and regressive way, and it becomes multitudes of benefits out of this. So that is the way how the Samhita Pata, Patapata, Kramapata, and Jatapata and Ganapata, which are all famous 5 types of chanting styles, are recited. Generally, all the other chanting styles are all not common, but usually people do these and basically learn this. And Ganapata are basically, I am reading it by seeing the text in front of me, but Ganapatis generally they do completely from memory. So that is a way how they have learned, and that is called PhD. A typical guy, PhD guy of a science subject or an engineering subject is the way how Ganapatis are considered. And Rig Veda Ganapata, Yajurveda Ganapata, Samaveda Ganapata, all these they all recite from memory. You are not like them, but we just wanted to demonstrate how it is all done. Thank you, Rohitji.
Great. Thanks, Sridharji. Thanks for giving us that overview of the various chanting styles. We will be chanting the Samhita Pata. We typically do not teach any of the others, and so we'll teach the Samhita Pata. And with the time that we have and the time that we are giving, that is more than enough for us. So this is what Sridharji showed us, a sample of the first line of the Rudram through each one of this. So what are the next steps? I'm just rushing a little bit here. So we've tried to inspire and also tell you what is the reality of chanting, what does it take as well. So next step is for you to decide if you want to continue on this journey. You could say that, okay, this is too much, not for me. I can't give this kind of time dedication. I want to continue with the other things that I'm doing by sadhana and so on. And you can say that, okay, I don't want to continue. Perfectly fine. It is not necessary for everyone to learn how to chant. If you decide to go ahead, then you can, we'll share a link to a form on in the WhatsApp group on the chat itself. And you can select what times work for you. So if you are in the US or Canada, then you have join the Blossom Foundation group. And others in other time zones, will not join that. So it will be only for that time zone. If you are in a time zone that where the India classes work for you, then you select the India classes. So Saturday afternoon and early evening is where Sridharji conducts the classes out of Bangalore. And Sunday mornings are the classes that we have in the from Delhi center. So all of the classes are virtual. So you can either choose the Saturday afternoon or Sunday morning, whatever works better for you. So you join an appropriate group and we will start. Each group does not have the same timing. So you'll have to look at what do we start next. So we will not be starting with the Rudram. We'll start with the simple Suktam and then go on to do the Rudram. Once we start learning, practice regularly, and get some amount of proficiency, we will then start to learn the Rudram. And then after that, continue learning and work with each other. We'll share this presentation with you, which has some useful resources as well. And with that, we just have a few minutes, but if we have any questions, we can take any questions that you might have. So I'm going to stop sharing right now and we'll take any questions that you might have. Yeah, you could just unmute and ask your questions.
Thanks, Rohit. It was a wonderful download. So I just have just one question that these classes are for what duration? How much duration are these classes for?
So it's about 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes, maybe 1 hour 30 minutes sometimes. But that's the duration of the classes.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
Supriya ji,
Hi.
yeah.
My name is Ridhima. My name is Ridhima.
Yes, Ritu. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So I have a question that the classes will happen only on Sunday morning, or is there any other timeline, or will you be sharing the timelines previously?
So in Delhi, it's Sunday morning, and Bangalore, it's Saturday afternoons. There will be some
Okay.
special classes. So very good question, Ridhima. So what it takes is you attend the class once a week, then every day practice 15 to 20 minutes at least every single day during the week. You practice on your own. Ideally, also join one session with a Abhyasa buddy who is a senior chanter who's learned earlier. So that is about 45 minutes to 1 hour a week. That might not be every week, but as we intensify our practices, we will have that as well. We'll have volunteers who are more senior in chanting, and that's where you get more one-on-one time. This is especially for Bangalore and Delhi, which has larger number of students in the classes. We'll have this as well. It might not be immediately, but later. So what you'll need to spend is 2 hours in the classes and on your own, minimum 15-20 minutes each day, practicing on your own. Yeah, that is on your own. But these two are the scheduled ones. The class on Saturday or Sunday is hard scheduled. The other one is with your Abhyasa buddy. You schedule it on mutual convenience. But that isn't every week. That's when we go a little ahead, then we'll have those as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the
Okay. So
commitment. We need to know what's the time commitment required. If you think this is too much and this is not, I cannot give this much time, then it's you would suggest start at a later date once it's more convenient for you to start.
okay, no, it is fixed, and the similar way online session will be there, right? Because we
Yes,
don't
it's
stay in
yeah,
online
it's
session.
just like this. The classes are generally not recorded, so you have to join live. We haven't put these conditions earlier, but we had a discussion with Priyaji, and Sir is also very particular about teaching Vedic chanting only to those who are very committed. So we'll be looking at attendance. We'll look at how you are progressing and so on. So there will be more rules around that as well.
If I can
Got it.
add one more
Thank you.
sentence. So for Bangalore and other places, we also have Saturday and Sunday, both classes. But however, as Sir said, we have only two classes, but generally these two classes are 2 hours in nature, 1 hour, 1 hour each, or 1.5 hours, 1 hour, 15 minutes, or whatever. Then the full week is for you to practice with Abhyasa Buddy, with yourself, and then come back for review on Saturday, Sunday again. So that's how it is. Some people will have on Sunday, but I have on Saturday and Sunday. But Sunday will be a review class, Saturday will be a learning class. It all depends. So
I have a doubt.
Rohit, Sandhya,
Yes.
please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Rohit, I have a doubt. As far as I am concerned, myself and music are poles apart, but can I still chant?
Priya, would you like to take that? Priya.
Sure, yes.
Dr.
It's very
Priya.
important. Joining a music class is a very good question because a lot of people have this. So we're not teaching you music. You're not joining a music class. Yes, if somebody knows music, it is definitely an advantage when you say something like Shruti, they understand. But most people in the classes that we teach for Blossom, we start from scratch, and same with Rohit and Sridhar. Your expectation of musical ability and knowledge is zero. You're not expected to know anything about music.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
mainly
ma'am.
it's mainly listening. And even if you feel when you listen, you're not able to tell the difference, trust me, as you keep listening, it's something that you will develop. It is not, yes, some people are born with it, but this is a easily developable skill if you're committed.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Priya.
Yeah, one more that I wanted to add would be that it might be like the way how ma'am said in our previous discussion. Some people might be getting naturally quickly, but you might get it a little later. But that doesn't say, that should not dishearten you. But you have to put in your efforts. As simple as that. More practice, much better.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question. I was planning to join Saundarya Lahari from Satsang Foundation only. Is it too ambitious to do both these together, or is it possible, or what do you recommend?
Priya, if you could answer that.
Yeah. See, Seema, the only thing you have to look at is if the class timing is clashing or not. That's the primary thing
It's
that you.
not. That's not clashing yet.
Class timing that you are joining is not clashing. If you're able to take out the time for both of these, then it will work. The main thing is for you to see how much time will I need to devote. Is it doable? It's definitely doable, based on the fact if you can devote the time.
Okay. Okay. It's not two very separate energies, and it's okay to get into both.
As such, not at all an issue. Saundarya and Rudram is beautiful together. In fact, it's Saundarya is in a shloka format. So BYBK will teach that to you in a simple shloka format, and it's more of a bhava. How do you feel about it? With Rudram, you'll see the different Vedic chanting. The Rishi has told us how to chant, and we just have to follow their rules. So it's a slightly different mindset, but if you have the time, you can definitely do both. It'll go beautifully together, actually.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Priya, because even I am doing Saundarya Lahari with the Mumbai group, so we have reached almost 20 shlokas. So, okay. If I can find the time for both, it is fine. No, it will not.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll be beautiful. You can find time for both.
Thank you, Priya.
One technical point here is everything that is chanted in the Vedas is a mantra. And like Dr. Priya said, in Saundarya Lahari is not from the Vedas, so it's a shloka. It is composed by humans, whereas Vedas came through the rishis, so it's downloaded by the rishis. So yeah, so that's a technical difference. Okay, any other questions? I know we have 5 minutes above time.
Rohitji, I have one question.
Yes. Shubhra, right?
Yes, Shubhra.
Yeah.
So actually, I first time heard Rudram in Mahashivratri, this Mahashivratri, and it was so mesmerizing. When I hear, it is so mesmerizing. But you know, I am little skeptical that whether I'll be able to pronounce those tough words. No, because I have no idea about Sanskrit. I don't know alphabet or how to pronounce it, and I somehow saw some words. These are big size words, not small words like in English or in Hindi or in Bengali. So if you can enlighten us on this.
Yeah. So what we say is, don't be intimidated by the big words. Chant each akshara, each alphabet correctly, and the sentence will come, the word will come, the sentence will come, and everything will come, and you will get to learn it. So we'll try to simplify it, we'll break it down, and so on. So there are people who have most people have no idea about Sanskritam, and the Vedas are not even in Sanskrit. They are in something called Veda Bhasha, which is much older than Sanskrit. It's not classical Sanskrit. It is a much earlier version of it. So it will come with practice. It will come with a commitment to learn. So that's it doesn't necessarily require you to know Sanskrit. Sridharji, would you like to add?
Absolutely, you have wonderfully, communicated by Rohit sir. So the quick answer to your question is that practice makes man perfect. Number one, and number two. In fact, I wanted to summarize this actually. Right. Anyway, I have an opportunity, so I'll say it now. So Vedic chanting is not a sprint, but it is a marathon. Right. It depends on the commitment. It depends on how long you have perseverance, how long you have patience on yourself, how long you consistently put the effort. Consistency, perseverance, dedication, discipline, all these are the words go together for Veda chanting. And it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So you cannot be Usain Bolt, but you need to be the Uganda guys. Right? That's a simple answer. And I would give you a practical example. There are a lot of people in Rohiji's, my team, and Pramam's team. Nobody had, in fact, I can say because I know, the person did not know Sanskrit, the person did not know music, the person did not know Vedic intonations. They were zero, and they are able to recite today. Yeah, that it's all depends on mentality, as simple as.
Thank you so much.
And most of us start not even at zero, but -1, -2, because we have our own mother tongue influences. We come with our own accents and so on, and that has to be neutralized, and then we need to learn. So that happens gradually. So a lot of patience is required. There'll be times where you say that ये तो कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, but you need to go beyond that.
Yes, when I hear, it's so mesmerizing, and that put that flame of desire that I should also try. But then I somehow I lose my confidence that whether I'll be able to do it or not.
Yeah.
Rome is not built in one day.
Sound is
Sorry.
very, when I hear others are chanting, it's so mesmerizing.
Rome is not built in one day. So.
Yes.
Great. If we don't have any questions, we can close the call. But do we have anybody with the last question?
That registration
Can I ask
now.
Yes,
that registration for the class, that form will be put
We'll
today,
send the link. We'll send the link in the chat, Sandhya.
Okay, thank you.
I have a little breathing problem, like little asthmatic. So then will it be a problem chanting, or because?
Oh, I would like to take this question.
Dr. Priya.
Sorry, Priya ma'am.
Go ahead, Sridhar.
But I would like to say that the Veda mantra chanting is Veda mantra chanting is not only intonations like the way how Priya ma'am explained you about rewiring and regeneration of the neurons and electrical signals, but also it's a great pranayama. So where you have to breathe, where you have to take the breath, and where you have to pause, all those will be taught. So that is nothing but pranayama. So it will aid you. Yeah, over to you, Priya ma'am.
Okay. I think you've answered what I would have said. It'll be very helpful if you're asthmatic. It'll be very helpful for you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Excellent.
One
Thank you.
last question.
Yeah.
One last question, Rohit ji.
Who is this? Sorry, Supriya ji. Yeah, please go ahead.
Supriya here. Just one last question. So I just read that we will be getting the study material of the chants. So with that study material, are we going to also get the audio references so that when we practice, we can just refer to those audios?
Yes, yes. Yeah, once you join a class and start, we'll be providing all of that. What book to buy,
Okay.
what online resources to refer to, audio, all of that.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you so much. That's all.
Thank you. I think 9:42 we can close now. We wanted to hear from Sridharji about his experience on doing Rudrabhishekam daily. It's time now. I see a lot of people dropping. So those who are interested can stay back. I'll just chant the Purnamadav and we'll close it formally. But Sridharji has been chanting the Rudram every single day for decades now. And under guidance from Sir. So we'll listen to that and the impact of that. But whoever can continue, please continue. Others who would want to drop off, because we've almost gone 15 minutes now beyond. So it's optional for you. We'll please close your eyes for the Shanti Mantra to conclude the session. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु हरि ओम तत्सत श्री रामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु. Thank you everyone for joining. Whoever has a hard stop, want to drop off, please do that. Whoever would like to listen to Sridharji's experience, please stay on. Thank you so much, Priya. Thank you, Sridharji, and thanks everybody who shared their experience, and thanks everyone for joining. I hope this is a wonderful start, and it's a great day to start as well on Ramanavami. So, thank you. Heartiest wishes on Ramanavami. Ram Ram.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rohit, and thank you for all who are staying back to listen to me. I don't want to take too much time of yours on Precious Sunday, but this is a very intricate question, in fact, personal question, but I would like to answer this in a different way, which will aid all of us to go forward. So as Priya ma'am said, as Rohit ji said, and also as Chandrasekhar ji said, that I would always like to bring back. So which stream do you want to plan? How do you want to do? How it is going to grow your, how does it grow you spiritually in your progress is the most important question that you need to ask. The second one is that by doing this, in fact, I have been doing the Rudrabhishekam every day, and it has started from 2011. 2012 November, and after an incident, and thought that it would be an opportunity for me to improve myself and also for the Lokakshema, that I need to do this Rudrabhishekam, and started off with Rudram chanting, and after the Rudram chanting, it slowly graduated to Rudrabhishekam, and it was with one lingam there, and she was idol, one lingam. Then it became the Panchayatana Puja, which is like the group of idols that you worship as a part of a day, as a part of a ritual. And then it became a list of other idols as well. But the whole aspect of it is that reciting Rudram every day or doing Rudrabhishek every day, it brings out logically to various aspects of it. Number one, that it asks for a time, dedication of a time, and it talks about a discipline, and it talks about mostly more than anything else, it's a sacrifice, right? A lot of people might have comfort zones. They might be having the things to do for a day, but where Rudram or any other activity that you are interested to do in a day out of 24 hours falls into is the most important thing. So doing Rudram every day is that you dedicate time, you dedicate effort, you dedicate practice, you dedicate your part of sadhana time, and it becomes a part and parcel of sadhana. So how would we like to do? We would like to do it in such a way that it aids you to the overall growth, spiritual growth, like the way how Chandrasekhar said, right? How it is going to aid me in growing spiritually, and also it is going to aid me in understanding myself with respect to others, and how this ritual can be converted as a part of bhava, as a part of my daily routine, and as a part of my time, like a way how we breathe every day. That's the main aspect of it. And last but not the least, I am not a sannyasi. I am a grahastha. So I have my family and my kids. A lot of people are there at home. So it is also a sacrifice of them. So people who want to basically do this as a part of their rhythm, they please understand the whole basic math behind it, which is nothing but that you need to spend the time, you need to dedicate time and take the part of that aspect as a part of your everyday life, right? The way you eat, the way you sleep, and the way you do your work, office work, and your sadhana, everything is a part of this. So that is the first perspective I would like to say. And the second perspective would be how it improved me. Oh yeah, I was zero, right? But can I measure myself? And can I come back and tell you positively that yes, I have reached the goal? No. Because how I measure myself, maybe to the delta difference that happened between me, how I was 14 years back, how I am today. Probably to some extent, yes, the attitude, my way of approach to solve the problem, the way of thinking about the problem, the way of commitment, right? How I do officially or professionally, how I give a commitment to some person, say do ratio, right? You say something and you do it and you measure yourself, saying that what I said, did I do, right? Those feedbacks have to be there as well. So individually, it enabled me to grow as a human and to enable me to say what it asks for before I commit, and as a part of life, how it has improved me, how I want it to improve me, right? And how I critically see myself. So I don't put layers. So a lot of people might put layers, and people might say also that, oh, you are doing it for your comfort. But it is not so. There might be multiple layers. Some layers of us will be bad and ugly. Some layers of us will be worse. Some part of it will be deadly, right? How we put ourselves and how we break all these layers are very important through this sadhana, through the dedication, through the practice, and through the bhavana. So finally, how the bhavana is, I say that the bhavana is a day starts and ends with one avarti. One avarti is one round of Rudram Chamakam and some suktadis. Typically they say minimum 5 suktams you have to say, and there is a rule behind it. Yeah, so that part's a part of a routine. By doing that routine, did I improve as a human? Did I improve as a sadhak? Did I improve myself as finding the layers and destroying each of them is an important thing. Rudra is none other than destroying the layers of yourself. Destroying not the external enemies, but internal enemies. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Madamatsarya. right? So that is the whole thought process, how it is. And Kali, who is Kali? Kali is Rudra's wife, devil. It's a devilic form of Rudra, of Devi. But what it is not Mahishasura Mardini. It is not Kaitapa Mardini. It is basically the Mardini of our Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So is it destroying me? Is it destroying my evil part of it? Am I becoming delta positive every day? So that enables me to go and understand myself, to see where I am with respect to the universe. That's how I would put it up. And it is a lot of sacrifice, and it is for the goodness of others. So what I wanted to say at the end of the day, worst case that you can say is, by reciting, did I help others or not every day as a part of my activity? Yeah, if you are doing it, that's great. But in addition to that, if you are able to do this, I say, I dedicate this chanting to Lokakshema, to the goodness of everybody, to the ill, terminally ill people, to disabled people, to specially able people, to widows, widowers, and ill-fortunate, unfortunate, right? All those people, if I am able to say I sacrifice that for them, then at least one part of goodness I did, at least tiny particle that I have improved. So that enables me to basically get into the submissive mode and Charanagati, trying to do the part of Charanagati through this sacrifice or through this sense of satisfaction. That's how I would say it. Any questions or any other? Suroichi also can throw light as being a teacher, how he had been through. So it's a service bhavana to which we do it.
Thank you, Sridhar sir. Thank you very much.
Namaskar.
Thank you. Thanks, Shridaji, for sharing your experience. Shridaji, if you could share that incident where Sir guided you to chant the Rudram regularly.
Thank you so much. I forgot about it, and beautiful way to remind this. Way in 2021, like what Nikhil sir said, everybody all over the world were dying very badly, and it was the worst part of human race. Not only human race, a lot of people, but however, human race during that time was affected by COVID wave, highest wave. So at the time, Ganeshji and myself had an opportunity to discuss, and then said, what do we want to do for the community? Because money, how much over it takes, we may not be able to contribute. We did to the extent what we can, but more than that, what can do more? Some people will, did physical help to the people who are affected by COVID. Some people donated, and some people went and then helped people. But in our case, as a part of Satsang, so we want to say what we can do that will change the life of these COVID affected people. So at that time, in fact, I should say this credit is for Ganeshji, because he was the first person to start Rudram chanting in Satsang Foundation. And he was the one who started off with that. And then I joined him. So 2 sessions he had, before me. And then we started off as a group saying that, okay, so we wanted to do this as a part of, contribution from our side for the COVID wave. And so we said we will do the chanting on every Sunday, so that we will at least contribute from Satsang side, that we do this chanting as a part of regularity. So that's how it started off. So at that time, there was one more Satsangi, there was there Raman, so he was there. And later on, Rohitji started joining us in, after Haridwar trip. So we formed a group and chanted, and during the chanting, what happened, we were only 2, 3, 4 people, right? At the max, I think 3 people or 4 people. We started off on 21st May 2021, 23rd May 2021. So that's when we started off. And after listening, like the way how you guys have shown the interest, a lot of people started attending that. And then in that, after the chanting, there were a lot of people who were asking the question that, we also want to learn, can we learn? So at the time, everybody said, oh yeah, there are videos available, YouTube available, and text available, you can go and then do. This is how the whole thing went through, the questionnaire went through. But then there was one lady who point blankly asked me a question, saying that, "Will you teach me?" But I was startled by the question that I never expected it. A lady asking me a question. So I said no. There are many YouTube videos available you can do. But then she said, no, no, no. I want you to teach, and if you teach, then I will come. So we would like to learn from you. Then I said, we will come back to you. And after that, I was intrigued by that question. So I wrote a mail to sir saying that, sir, I'm from an Orthodox family where there are a lot of beliefs that ladies won't recite, and so there was a lady who asked me this question. Kindly guide me. That's how I wrote a mail to him. He replied me, probably that evening. I wrote in the morning after prayers. I wrote to him, and he replied me in the evening saying that no problem, please go ahead. And I don't have a problem of teaching it to others. And only thing that you need to know and which you need to do as a part of your work as a teacher's work is that find truly interested people, like what Rohitji said in the initial part of the session. Only those that are sincere, only those that can, spend time and really want to do, who want to run the marathon, select them and then teach them. That's what he said. And that's what we are trying to do. So initially it was the Bangalore group, then it expanded to Delhi group, and then it expanded to US group. And it has been a great dedication by Rohitji, Priyaji, and the other fellow satsangis who are sub-teachers who help us in taking this path to multiple other people like you.
Thank you so
And
much.
I should proudly say that the Delhi group is the biggest group of more than 40, 50 people to 80 people attending it very seriously, very sincerely, inspired. Like the way how Rohitji said, that there are a lot of people who can come from various background and various, linguistic, background and linguistic aspects to it. So Bengali to a Keralite to a Tamilian to a Carnatic, Kannadiga. So, and specific, I should say that Punjabis, right, with their accent, right? But like what Rohitji said, first they come out to the neutralization. And after neutralization, they chant Krishna Yajurveda. Krishna Yajurveda is the toughest Veda, right? In all styles, Shukla Yajurveda, Krishna Yajurveda, Rigveda, Yajurveda, and Samaveda. Samaveda is musical, it is tougher. But in other styles of Veda, Krishna Yajurveda is tough because, like what Priyaji said, intonations like Udata, Anudata, Dirgha Swarita, Swarita, and double Anudata, all these are very deep and very pronounced. It is not in other styles of Veda. So, I should say great credit to Rohitji and also my Punjabis, my student Punjabis. They neutralized their language and they came back and beautifully they recite Krishna Yajurveda, and especially on every Sunday chantings. For the past 3.5 years, this Sunday chanting have been going without a break. So Rohitji's students and my students and Priyaji's students all come to that and they recite. And Punjabis and Malayalis and Kannadigas and all other Bengalis, they all have neutralized their language and they have recited, and they recite very beautifully. So you can see that it's really heartening to see that. So those with musical language, musical background, those without musical background, those with Sanskrit background, Vedic background, without Vedic background, all people have come. All people are reciting. You can see on your own if you have time to attend.
Thanks, Sridhar. Thanks for sharing. And in 2001, Sir said we need more women to chant. And just in a few years, you can see in any of the events, Prana Pratishtha, Shivratri, there are many, many more women chanters than male chanters. And they chant much better than when the male chanters as well. So,
and
it's
in
wonderful to see that.
2023, Sir said, MMC, Mahila, Mahila Veda Mandala, Mahila Chanting Mandal, Mahila Chanting Mandal. That's what he said.
Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity.
Superb. So with that, we'll complete the call. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for joining. We can continue the discussion on the WhatsApp group. Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a wonderful Ramanavami, everyone. Ram Ram.
Likewise. Thank you.